Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you guys my WWE NXT review for July 5th, 2017. And then after I'm done recording this video, I will officially be all caught up with the current landscape of WWE. So I'm just going to get right into it. I'm actually really looking forward to watching this episode of NXT. We have a lot of stuff I'm actually really interested in. We have a tag team match coming up between Cassius Ohno and Hideo Itami facing Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. You know, they ended up taking out Itami and Ohno last week. They've been telling this whole storyline with Hideo Itami and Cassius Ohno, whether teasing a heel turn between Hideo and Itami. Pretty excited about that. You know, I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do with Sanity on this show, so that's pretty interesting stuff. We have an NXT Tag Team Championship match between the Authors of Pain and Heavy Machinery. Really looking forward to that match. That's actually just really exciting. You know, Heavy Machinery has been as a top heavy team. They've been laying waste to every tag team since they've joined NXT. The Authors of Pain, pretty much the same thing. They've dominated every NXT tag team, so it's going to be interesting because it's the first time that two powerhouse tag teams are going to go at it in NXT. Then we have like the main event. It's going to be an the main event's going to be an NXT Championship match between Bobby Roode and Roderick Strong. You know, this is a feud that's been building for a few weeks now. You have Roderick Strong, who they've been really pushing really hard. They released this whole story in May, and then you have him and Bobby Roode going after each other. You had the little segment together a few weeks ago, and then 2 weeks ago you had the brawl with doing Bobby Roode's photo shoot, and I can't wait to see this match. So I'm really looking forward to it, and there's probably going to be some other stuff to look forward to in NXT. So I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to watch the NXT Inside and review that all in one take, and then I'm going to watch the actual show itself, and after each match or segment, I'll come on here and give my thoughts on it. So let's get right into it. Okay, so starting off with NXT Insider. It was hosted by Kathy Kelly, and pretty much the only things I've noticed, they talked about the NXT Women's Championship match from last week, and pretty much they tried to get an interview with Asuka right after the match, and Asuka said no interview because she just came out of a grueling match. Why would she want to deal with that? And it shows a tweet that she sent that said that she's going to be taking a break from NXT until she finds until somebody finds competition worthy of her time. And then we had an interview with the Velveteen Dream, and pretty much he won't do an interview because the camera is because the show isn't as high production, and the person that's interviewing him doesn't look good. So don't really care about the Velveteen Dream. So yeah, so fuck that. Other than that, I thought NXT Insider was a decent show to sit through. It was a nice way to kind of get me hyped for NXT, and now I'm going to watch NXT itself. Okay, so we had the actual show itself. We had Percy Watson, Mauro Ranallo, and Nigel McGuinness on commentary. And we had the first match on the show. It was a tag team match. It was Cassius Ohno and Hideo Itami versus Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. And I thought this was a solid opening tag team match here. Ohno and Alexander Wolf start off the match, and Ohno hits a knee strike right onto Wolf, and Itami and Ohno both hit like a bunch of kicks in the corner on Wolf, and then Itami hits some short leg knee drops, and Itami actually hangs up Wolf on the top rope, and then Dane tries to take a cheap shot, but Itami kicks him in the face, and then Alexander Wolf hangs up Hideo Itami on the top rope, and then Wolf and Dane get the heat on Hideo Itami for a while. I thought they had some good stuff there, some good double team tag team moves, and then eventually Hideo Itami has a chance to make the tag, but instead he chooses to make his comeback, and he chooses not to tag in the fresh Cassius Ohno. Hideo Itami hits a snap suplex onto Wolf, covers him. Dane breaks up the pinfall. Cassius Ohno comes in and fights him off and hits a wicked forearm on him. And Ono tells him to make the tag, so he goes to his corner. Alexander Wolf hits a pump kick on him. And then eventually Hideo Itami picks up Wolf for the go to sleep behind the referee. But Killian Dane makes the tag, which Hideo Itami doesn't see. He hits the GTS on Alexander Wolf. And Alexander Wolf was smiling doing this because he knew that the tag had been made. And then Killian Dane hits a cross body block right onto Hideo Itami for the win. So Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane go over. I think that makes sense because it builds the tension now between Hideo Itami and Cassius Ohno to really turn Hideo Itami heel, since he chose not to take any help from Cassius Ohno, who was supposed to be his partner. So I did like how they kind of sprinkled that storyline in there. So I thought that was actually some. I thought this was actually a good match with some good storytelling in it. Okay, so next, Ember Moon gets interviewed while she's at the WWE Performance Center, and she gets asked if she feels ready to go after the NXT Women's Championship. And Ember Moon says that it's not easy coming back from injury, but she's been spending every minute that she can training inside the wrestling rings. And she's also been studying tapes on Asuka. And then she says that she wants Asuka and she wants to be the one to go after the NXT Women's Championship. But then Ruby Riott comes up to her because she was training there as well. And Ruby Riott says that she wants to be the next one to face Asuka. She talks about how Ember Moon's had her chance at all the other women have had a chance at Asuka, but she hasn't had a chance at Asuka. And she said that that's what she's training for. And then when she walks away, Ember Moon then says, anybody that stands in her way of getting to Asuka, because that's her end goal, she will take down as well. So obviously I'm assuming that it's going to lead to a #1 contenders match at some point on an episode of NXT between Ruby Riott and Ember Moon. Well, I believe Ember Moon will win that and go on to face Asuka at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 for the NXT Women's Championship. But I like this interview here. It actually kind of felt legit, and I felt like it was actually like building to something. So I thought this was good stuff. Okay, so next it plays a video package for Drew McIntyre. Just kind of going over everything he's done since he's come to NXT. And then Drew McIntyre gets interviewed, and he gets asked, his thoughts about the NXT Championship match. And he said that he's looking forward to it. But the next time he talked to me, he will actually be in an NXT Championship match, because he talked about how all the former NXT champions were talked about to revolutionize the wrestling industry. And he says that he wants to be NXT champion, so that way people will start talking about that. So then, then she gets asked, but there's other superstars that are looking forward to getting a title shot. And he says that it doesn't matter who gets the next title shot, the result's going to be Drew McIntyre as NXT champion. I thought he cut a really good promo here. And I do think that by NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, Bobby Roode probably will be the champion. I'm still not sure yet. But Drew McIntyre will be NXT champion. Okay, so next, the Iconic Duo get interviewed. And Peyton Royce and Bailey Kay are upset about the fact that it was Bailey Kay's birthday. No one wished her a happy birthday or gave her cake. It was pretty stupid. And then this segued into a segment where Andrade Cien Almas is arguing with that same woman that slapped him in the face I don't even know how long ago it's been now, maybe about a month ago. Because for some reason, it doesn't really say why. And then Dasha Fuentes, who was conducting the interview, asked what that was about, and he doesn't answer. This was dumb. I didn't care about this. I don't care about the Iconic Duo. I don't mind, but they were just kind of fillers so that way we could get to this segment. And I don't really care about the whole gimmick they're trying to tell with Andrade is here almost. Just that's enough. Okay, so next, Roderick Strong gets interviewed about his NXT Championship match. Roderick Strong, we've also seen show up with his family and stuff, and he gets asked what's on his mind about the biggest match of his career, and he says victory. I thought that just said it all right there, so I thought it was a pretty decent segment. Okay, so next, Bobby Roode gets interviewed before the NXT Championship match, and he talks about how Roderick Strong has been living a fairy tale, and tonight he's standing across the ring with reality, and he said that reality is, and then he's about to make his entrance, and he's going to say glorious. So I thought Bobby Roode cut a pretty good promo, and I like that they did the two interview segments to make the matches feel like that they were a big deal, and to make it feel like it was actually like a real competition. So I liked it. It was good, and I can't wait to see this NXT Championship match. Okay, so then we had the main event. It was an NXT Championship match. NXT Champion Bobby Roode versus Roderick Strong, and this was a really damn good main event. They both start chain wrestling each other. Bobby Roode starts to get the better of it, and then he does his glorious taunt at him to kind of play mind games with Strong, but it doesn't work. Strong takes him out with a drop kick. Then he hits a second drop kick on him. Well, it looks like he knocks out Roode's tooth, and he covers him. Roode kicks out. Then he hits a backbreaker on him, covers him. Roode kicks out, and then what else? Roode hangs him up on the top rope, and he starts dominating the matchup for a while. I thought he and just get some offense in. And then Roderick Strong starts to make a comeback. He hits another backbreaker. He hits a wrecking ball drop kick and just destroys Roode. And then he attacks Roode in front of around the steps. He throws him into the steel steps. He goes to go off the steps, but then Roode pushes him off the steps, and Strong's leg gets caught in the steel steps. Then Roode kicks the steps with Strong's leg in it, and this completely takes out Strong's leg. So then Roode starts to target the injured leg of Strong, and he really just goes away at it. He hits a chop block on it while his foot's hidden against the second rope, and he just really works on the injured leg of Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong makes his comeback. He hits an Olympic slam on Roode, and he goes for a gutbuster. Roode chop blocks his leg, and Strong tries to pin him with the roll up, but then Roode kicks out and hits a spine buster on him, covers him. Strong kicks out, and then Strong hits a gutbuster on him, covers him. Roode kicks out, and then Strong takes out Roode again, but Roode is able to counteract it. Roode goes to go off the top rope and hit a top rope, a move off the top rope, but Strong hits it into Gory on him, and then a sidewalk slam on the top turnbuckle, and then Roode rolls out of the ring to prevent himself from getting pinned, so Strong has to go in after him, and then Roode hits a glorious DDT on Strong, covers him. Strong kicks out, and then he tells Roode that he's the champ and how he's pathetic. Strong fights back, hits a backbreaker, hits a drop kick and a high knee in the corner. Then he hits the suplex into the backbreaker on him, and then covers him. And the ref counts 3, but Roode's foot's under the rope, but the ref doesn't see it at first. And Strong's music plays, and he goes and hugs his fiance and his family, who was sitting ringside, and he thinks he's won the NXT Championship, but the referee comes out and tells him, no, you didn't win the championship, which I love that they did that. It actually made you legitimately feel like they were going to have Strong win the championship. So then the referee restarts the match. Roode attacks Strong while he's on the outside, hits a glorious DDT on the floor, right in front of his family, which I thought really made added to it. And then he gets him in the win, hits the glorious DDT in the win, covers him, gets the victory, and Bobby Roode retains his NXT Championship. I'm actually fine with this. I don't think you need to take the championship off of Bobby Roode. I get it would have meant something if you had Roderick Strong, win the championship, and it was the 400th episode of NXT, so it would have been something big to do, and it would have made sense since they built them up so much. But now I don't know if I don't think they're gonna save Shuang now for NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3. They may still be saving it for McIntyre, but I definitely think that Roderick Strong will be a future NXT champion. I don't think this is the end of his run, and I just think that's but I thought he really showed himself really well, and afterwards he goes and hugs his family in disappointment, and I thought he really showed himself really well in this match. I thought this was a really good match with really good storyline elements. You know, obviously I like the part where it looked like Strong had won, but he didn't. And you really did a good job building up his underdog storyline. And I thought the match just really flowed well, and I thought this just was a really good match. Okay, so then we had the NXT exclusive videos. We had one where Cassius Ohno confronted Hideo Itami after the loss in the tag team match, and Hideo Itami pretty much blamed Cassius Ohno for the reason they lost. And Cassius Ohno was like, you know what? All you've done is blame other people except yourself and not taking accountability for yourself for the reason you lost. And he says that he's done. He's not going to talk anymore. He's about action. So definitely still teasing to the Hideo Itami heel turn. It's not fully heel yet, but it's coming. And then it has a video of Drew McIntyre, and it shows him getting attacked by Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. This was taken by a fan, which obviously was someone that really worked for the company, because it wouldn't be as good quality if it was taken by a fan. And they pretty much beat the crap out of Drew McIntyre, which makes sense because one of the people that was mentioned when Drew McIntyre was getting interviewed was Killian Dane. So McIntyre's probably going into a feud with Sanity. The question I have is, where the hell has Eric Young been? He hasn't been on NXT for a few weeks. What the hell has he been doing? And then it shows Roderick Strong walking backstage with his mom and his fiance, and kind of disappointed that he lost, but like I was this close, but he's not like moping about it, but he's pretty disappointed about it. So overall, I thought these were good NXT exclusives. Kind of pushes more storylines and stuff, and I am questioning what's going to happen with Roderick Strong now that he lost his NXT Championship match, but we're going to have to wait and see, I guess. Okay, so overall, I actually thought NXT was a really good show this week. I thought it was the best wrestling show out of the three for WWE. I just thought they had some really good matches, some good segments to build up the show, build up on the show. And I think, I just thought they did a really good job this week. As for my star ratings for each match, for the tag team match, I'm probably going to give that match 3 stars. I thought it was a good match and had some good storytelling in there. And then for the NXT Championship match, I'm going to give that match probably 3.5 stars. I thought that was a really, probably 3 3/4 stars, because I thought that was a really good NXT Championship match with some really good storyline elements in there, and just a really good main event. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. If I had to rate NXT overall, I didn't even say. I'd probably rate NXT a 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was a really good show. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my CM Brothers channel and my Owen Talkinator channel. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel for more content. That's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.